So Dennis Schröder was deciding between a few teams. He decided to sign with the Lakers on a one-year, $2.6 million deal. A couple years ago, he played for the Lakers. He turned down a major extension, but now he returns and he brings competitiveness, more depth in their backcourt.
It's not exactly the biggest secret in the NBA that the Los Angeles Lakers have been struggling mightily to piece together a roster that could contend with the likes of the Golden State Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, hell, even the Los Angeles Clippers, and you know what? Fuck it, even the Memphis Grizzlies at this point. No, I'm actually serious. If you looked at the Los Angeles Lakers and thought that this team was anything but a potential play-in team and at most maybe a 6th or 7th seed in the West, then my friend, we have a lot to discuss. And it seems like the Los Angeles Lakers decided to do something about it. So before we get to the content, we're still giving away copies of NBA 2K23 on my Twitter account. All you have to do to enter is follow, turn on my notifications, and retweet the tweet in front of you. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So there's a lot that we need to discuss because the theme of this entire offseason for the Los Angeles Lakers has been how on earth do they handle the Russell Westbrook situation? And guess what? Two absolute legends in the insider industry, people that have never led us astray so far. Sam Amick and Jovan Buha of The Athletic published a masterpiece in regards to what the Lakers have been doing in order to potentially move on from Russell Westbrook, or maybe they decide to keep Russell Westbrook, and there's been multiple scenarios at hand here. So you might be wondering, how on earth does this tie to the video topic, Mike? Don't worry, you'll see. I know what I'm doing. It starts out with saying, with training camp roughly a week away and the team recently conducting players-only workouts at its El Segundo practice facility, the prospect of Russell Westbrook being part of the Lakers program again is becoming more real by the day. And yes, sources say that's still the case after the Friday news from our Shams Charania that veteran point guard Dennis Schröder is returning to the Lakers this season. You see? Yet, while the Lakers have been hopeful that the Russell Westbrook experiment might be a success this time, sources with knowledge of the situation told The Athletic that the prospect of Russell Westbrook coming off of the bench is being strongly considered. I am so excited to just see how this turns out. I'm sorry if I'm a pessimist. It's just last season was so horrific that I'm just trying to keep my expectations low so I don't set myself up for disappointment, and I'm sure if you're a Laker fan, you can see why I'm doing that. Look, last year we had the same exact type of situation. Frank Vogel decided to go with a different unit in the fourth quarters of games. Russell Westbrook went absolutely insane. He made a whole spectacle of the fact that he was coming off the bench late in the fourth quarter in close games.
And I told him I wish I could help him. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the game to be able to help them. And that's why I came here to be able to help them out. So unfortunately, haven't been able to do that, for them, but that's not my call.
So the fact that the Los Angeles Lakers think that they can go ahead and bring Russell Westbrook off the bench this year while employing more or less the same exact strategy in regards to roster construction this year is comical to me. I can't imagine Russell Westbrook looking at the Lakers and saying,
okay, this is what I need to do for us to win a championship. Fine. I'm going to just chase triple doubles off the bench. That's fine with me.
After what I saw this past year, I just can't imagine that. But the article continues and brings up some interesting points. At a minimum, it seems clear that Russell Westbrook will have to outplay new addition Patrick Beverley and Dennis Schröder if he's going to retain his starting role. You know what's really funny about this? The moment Shams Charania tweeted out the information in regards to Dennis Schröder, the very first thought I had, and I said this as a joke, I didn't even say this like being fully serious, but my response was, finally, we find a starting point guard. And it seems like that's what the Lakers might actually try to do here. But sources say that first-year head coach Darvin Ham, with the full backing of the organization, is ready and willing to make whatever difficult rotation decisions might lie ahead in the interest of team success. So you might be thinking, okay, Mike, it looks like the Lakers plan on keeping Russell Westbrook. Oh no, because the very next paragraph says, assuming Westbrook isn't traded sometime soon, and there are strong indications he won't be, a final determination will be most dependent on how training camp and preseason take shape. The Lakers are expected to have several other battles for starting roles, including Lonnie Walker IV versus Austin Reeves at shooting guard, and Thomas Bryant versus Damian Jones at center. Only LeBron James and Anthony Davis will enter camp with a starting role intact. Can we get some cameras out there, man? Oh my god, this could be like such a great reality TV series. I would just love to see how Russell Westbrook acts once he gets told that he's coming off the bench. Again, I just can't see him accepting any other role whatsoever. We're talking about a man who thinks his job is to just get triple doubles and stat pad as much as possible, and if he can successfully do that, then he's done his job. So LeBron James is holding a players only minicamp in San Diego ahead of the Lakers training camp, which begins with media day on September 26th. Barring a trade, that minicamp will be the start of figuring out roles across the roster. Most notably, who will start at point guard. The combination of Beverly's arrival, the Schröder addition, and the organization's commitment to do whatever it takes to improve this season, it seems, has put the onus on Westbrook to find a way to fit in here, no matter how big or small his role might be. But to understand why the Lakers are taking this unexpected approach, holding on to a player whose displeasure was on full display during his exit interview in mid-April and who struggled mightily all season long, you have to look ahead to next summer, no matter how compelling this campaign might be. The article then continues in telling us the types of trades that the Lakers pursued regarding Russell Westbrook, primarily because the Lakers had no interest in taking on future money like Mike Conley, and their refusal to offer the precious first-round picks that might yield a greater return down the line. The Lakers discussed a 4-team trade with Utah, New York, and Charlotte ahead of the Donovan Mitchell to Cleveland trade. One preliminary iteration of a 4-team deal would have had Bojan Bogdanovic and Terry Rozier going back to Los Angeles. In a recent conversation with the Jazz, the Lakers have targeted Bogdanovic, Jordan Clarkson, and Malik Beasley. The Lakers' desire to land the Pacers' Buddy Hield has been well chronicled, with the former Kings guard nearly coming their way via trade last summer. The 29-year-old three-point specialist has been a focal point in the Lakers' off-season talks with Indiana as well, alongside Miles Turner, but a deal is not expected on that front. So it seems like the Lakers are keeping Russell Westbrook, and they found a brand new individual to compete with him, Kendrick Nunn, and Patrick Beverly for the starting point guard job. And ironically, this is a man that could have stopped the Los Angeles Lakers from getting Russell Westbrook previously. But instead, it seems like he's going to be Russell Westbrook's new teammate. Because according to Shams Charania, free agent guard Dennis Schröder plans to sign a deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. Sources tell The Athletic Schröder is set to return to LA. Charania also continues to say that Schröder has made the playoffs in 7 of his 9 NBA seasons, including the 2020 to 2021 Lakers stint, and brings additional guard depth and competitiveness. The 28-year-old has had an impressive semifinals run for Germany at Eurobasket, averaging 21.6 points and 7.3 assists. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for, because Dennis Schröder is infamous in Lakers lore for one horrific mistake in his entire career, and that's the fact that the Los Angeles Lakers offered this young man an $84 million contract extension during his time with the Los Angeles Lakers. And man, I guess greed got the best of him, because Dennis Schröder turned it down and bet on himself to raise his value in the playoffs. Throughout the season, he often stated a desire to test unrestricted free agency for the first time in his NBA career, and he claimed to be seeking a fair deal, which according to reports he defined as 100 plus million. I understand the vision that Dennis Schröder had. Historically, if you are part of a LeBron James-led championship team, no matter how good or bad you are, you end up getting the bag. I mean, look at the 2016 Cavaliers championship team. Tristan Thompson got a bag. Matthew Dellavedova got a bag. I mean, every single individual that needed money from that championship team got money, even though if they weren't necessarily worth that much. Yes,
Tristan Thompson, I'm looking at you.
But in this case, man, 16 million being the difference here, because we know what would happen to Dennis Schröder, because Dennis Schröder would have horrific luck in this instance, because he would sustain an injury and then he would rush back from the injury in time for the Lakers to make a potential playoff playoff run, and the Lakers were just really injured between himself, Anthony Davis, and the fact that they were going up against the team that would eventually be the Western Conference champions. The Lakers got destroyed by the Phoenix Suns during the 2021 NBA playoffs. But here's the funny thing. Dennis Schröder would then sign with the Boston Celtics for a one-year, $5.9 million contract. And he was memed mercilessly. And apparently this is why Dennis Schröder ended up not signing with the Lakers.
Personally, I gotta be comfortable in the environment I'm in. I love the Lakers organization, and they did, great things. But I think for me, and that's just business. I don't think I fit it in, 100%. You play with LeBron and AD. That's two of the best players in the NBA, and I don't think I gave him, everything what I bring to the table. For me, my family, we signed a pretty good contract after my 4th year, and my family and myself, we gonna be good. And I'm 28 years old. I'm still, playing the NBA for a long time, and money is not everything.
So back to the Los Angeles Lakers. How much did they sign Dennis Schröder for? Bro, Schröder is signing a one-year, $2.64 million deal to return to the Los Angeles Lakers, sources said. Now look, it's really easy to poke fun at Dennis Schröder at this point, but once again, he enters a very similar situation. He's still a fairly young man, 28 years old. There's still a lot of money he could potentially make if he enters this season and is the piece that the Los Angeles Lakers are missing. Laker fans tend to forget because he had a very tough stretch when he returned from injury, prematurely might I add, but Dennis Schröder wasn't bad for the Los Angeles Lakers by any means during his tenure there. He shot 34% from 3, he dished out 6 assists per game, he had a defensive box plus minus of 0.1 and a VORP of 0.4. Recently he had a VORP of negative 0.2 with Houston, so this is a nice opportunity for him to boost his value once again. Don't get it twisted. This man literally fumbled a generational wealth type of bag just because he was off $16 million. For all those stories that say you should bet on yourself, Dennis Schröder and Victor Oladipo for that matter, because his situation was way worse if you ask me. He turned out a huge deal from the Indiana Pacers and then signed to a veteran minimum with the Miami Heat. Those should be cautionary tales of not being too greedy and accepting the generational wealth whenever it's offered to you. He wanted $16 million more to get to $100 million. This man might not see $16 million for the rest of his career. Now going into his age 29 season, hopefully we could see Dennis Schröder turn it around. For all you know, he could be the starting point guard of the Los Angeles Lakers. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. I personally think at the very minimum, it's a great signing. It's just very funny how it ended up. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.